217 Recovery Podcast. Thank you for listening. My name is Corey Winfield. I'd like to welcome you if this is your first time listening. It is myself, Corey, Rob, and Matt. We were in room 217 together in rehab in a treatment center, and we had some great talks, and we learned a lot from each other and a lot about what each other was going through, and we decided we were going to make a podcast website, and we were going to do this to help ourselves and to help others. If something that we say helps you, then we are doing what we intended to.
We're doing our part, right?
Yeah, so appreciate you joining us, and we are excited. Unite to Face Addiction, also known as UFAM, they're having their 4th annual rally on the 17th of May. It's a Friday. Take it off your job, and you got something to do.
No. Fourth annual, that's nothing like first annual. So
I was actually thinking about that today. How I'm going to start an first annual event, so then like it'll be the 4th annual, first annual, boycotters of first annual events.
First annual events.
Oh, it'll be insane. I can't wait to get that going. That's my next project. But first, 217 comes first, though. But yeah, we're going to be out there. We're the gold sponsor, which we're so excited about. And thanks again for allowing us to be part of this. And we're going to go full bore, promoting the event and doing everything that, that we said we were going to, because we do really appreciate it. We're just starting out. Not a lot of funds there. But, I want to thank everybody who has donated, though. The stuff that you're allowing us to do, we're going to get, stuff for the event. We bought a microphone. We got the Spreaker account for a year. It helps pay for the website, 217recovery.com. And it's going for things like that. So we really, really appreciate it. And thank you.
Yes, thank you very much.
And, there's different ways you can donate it to on our website, 217recovery.com. But yeah, UFAM Rally, we are so excited and so pumped. And you can get tickets. Tickets are free if you want to attend the event. And if you know somebody who's in recovery, or if you just know somebody maybe who hates people in recovery because they don't know us, bring them along. Just say, hey, I got something that we're going to go to. It's free ice cream eating day in Lansing. It's 101 North Capitol Avenue. That's where we got to go, and just take them there. I don't know, whatever you got to tell them. Bring them there, and they'll see how cool we are. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to show everybody, this is us, man. We're really cool people.
Free ice cream, huh?
Free ice cream.
Free hot dogs.
Man, yeah, come by our booth. We're gonna have free ice cream. Man.
Maybe hot dogs.
I should talk to Hudsonville. He's like, hey man, I promise free ice cream. You guys are out of Grand Rapids, let's go. Meyer, they make their ice cream too in Holland. Talk to them, but yo. Hudsonville versus Meyer.
So, see which one's better. Come on, we'll get like the Pepsi challenge going.
And then we need some hot chicks. Why not, right? And some hot dudes. What do you think about that, Matt?
No comment.
Oh, he doesn't like hot dudes. So if you're ugly, dude, come on by. Matt'll help you out. Yeah, he doesn't like that. So this week it was a lot of fun. A lot of great things happened, and a lot of positive things happened over the weekend. I got to go and have my mom on the show yesterday. I don't know. Have you heard any of that, Rob?
I didn't get a chance to. No.
Matt did though.
Yeah, I listened to it.
Did you hear me? My sister. I told her you said hi.
Yeah, I did hear that actually.
Your girlfriend like that?
I don't know. I mean, I brought it up, but
you were just saying hi.
Right. It was all platonic.
Yeah, because my sister was like, oh, maybe it's because I was like, well, Rob and Matt are always telling me to tell you hi. And my sister was like, oh, maybe because they want to hook up with you. I was like, well, Rob has been saying some things recently.
What?
Yeah. Rob, I like women.
What? I've been saying some things? What have I been saying?
I don't know, man. I'm just saying, throwing it out there. But anyway, you should don't listen to the podcast. It was just bad.
Oh okay.
No, actually, it was. Yeah, I was very vulnerable, and it was really hard for me to sit there and listen to, because my mom and sister kind of talked about from their perspective. My mom would say, people come up to her in the store and be like, "Hey, how's Corey?" Because being on the radio from a small town, it's a pain, right. And a lot of people will come up to my mom they know, and some of them know I've been having troubles, with alcohol, and now I'm in recovery, but they'll come up to my mom, and my mom will say maybe it'll be just after a relapse or whatever, and she's like, oh, well, he relapsed again, and I haven't, talked to him, or he's in the hospital or whatever, and they'd be like, oh, you know what, you should just, give him some tough love, and you need to walk away. And I'd never really understood that had that kind of effect on my mom, and it was that hard. It's that hard for her, to even go out in public because people are out, and she feels scrutinized too, and people are always offering that, advice that she's not asking for, and they don't understand it. So it was really eye-opening to me, and it was hard not to say something back and just let them tell their story without jumping in and trying to correct them from my point of view, which of course probably is skewed because I was drunk most of the time. And so it was interesting, and it felt very vulnerable, which we all have to do from time to time.
Yes, yeah, what they try to say is vulnerable is a good thing. Being vulnerable anyway. But yeah, well, so, all right, right on.
Yeah, it was good. It was nice to see my nephews and teach them how to swing a bat a little bit.
Oh, yeah? Are they playing t-ball?
Yeah, the twins are. They're playing t-ball. I didn't have to watch. I mean, I didn't get the chance to watch them play a game, but I did watch my 7-year-old Austin. My 7-year-old,
yeah.
My 7-year-old nephew Austin.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And they're actually, like, when the ball's hit to them, they throw it to the base now, so the games go by way quicker.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
awesome. Yeah, it's almost like a real game. They're still kids and stuff, but they're not kicking dirt the whole time, and
yeah,
it's good.
So is it fast pitch,
No,
or
pitch
what
machine.
would be considered fast for however fast a 7-year-old pitches?
Yeah, that's probably coming in about 50 miles an hour, maybe 60.
Whoa, wow, they've got some heaters for 7-year-olds. Holy moly!
I mean, it's I don't know. I wasn't out there doing that stuff, but yeah, it was a good time. It was fun. Went to an AA meeting this morning. Actually, I went to 2 today, but one of them I went to was in Buchanan. I was downstate, Buchanan, Michigan, and there were 3 people there. One of them, I can say their names, but I'm not going to. But one lady, though, she said, and she was talking about an experience that she had, and she was feeling, and I kind of call it acceptance, or the lack of acceptance, because we are what we are. And I am an alcoholic. I'm addicted to alcohol. Like, that is my addiction. That's what I turn to when I'm feeling like I don't want to feel like this anymore. So what she was saying, she was at a wedding, and she saw them about to do the toast, and they were passing around the champagne, so she thought she would dip into the bathroom. And so she went in the bathroom, and she thought she waited long enough. Well, she came out, and they were still passing around. I guess they did a couple toasts. So somebody went to hand her one, and she was like, oh, nope. So she ran back in the bathroom and hid in there, she said, for half an hour. Mm-hmm. So she's like, even though people probably thought I had, like, diarrhea or something, she was like, I didn't care. I didn't want to come out. Yeah. So she would rather have people at this wedding think that she was in there with diarrhea than anybody to know that, yeah, she, had an addiction.
Yeah.
And
wow.
It's like that kind of peer pressure almost, like, oh, I can't let anybody know.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's funny, touching base on the peer pressure thing, because I think, not a lot of people realize what that would feel like, or what that would be like, putting themselves in that position. Like, for me, I don't know. Like, if it was a festive occasion or whatever, and people were taking part of it, that would probably be a difficult thing for me. Just because I would not want to necessarily hurt anybody's feelings or have them take it the wrong way that I'm not taking part in the ceremony. So, again, that can be looked at as peer pressure, but I don't really think people take that into consideration until they're in that situation,
And at a wedding or in a situation where, you could have a chance, it might catch you off guard, but like, you have to prepare yourself, and you have to be ready to go in that situation. Like, a great friend of our show, 217, great friend of 217 Recovery is Joyce, and she tells everybody, I'm allergic. I'm allergic to alcohol. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know. Mm-hmm. Like, if I take a drink, it doesn't stop. We just talked about that off air. Like, I can't have a drink. I can't have a glass of wine. it'll be half gallon, and you'll find me in a roach infested motel if I am alive still at the end of it all. But for me, yeah, I am allergic to it, and I'm just now getting to the point where I'm comfortable saying, yeah, I have a substance disorder. I'm not going to call it substance abuse anymore. I'm going to call it, I have a
substance use disorder. Right?
Yeah, I have a substance disorder. I mean, that's what it is. I can't do that. I have a problem with addiction, and right now it's ice cream that I'm battling. That's the tough one for me. But anyway,
it's one vice for another, right? I don't know.
Yeah. But that was kind of my weekend in the AA. Another lady, she was, from Phoenix, and she was glad that she was there and glad that she had a place to go to, because I guess there was some race in Buchanan, and she's just like, yeah, I like AA, I like coming here, and people thought I was weird, but I didn't care because there's great people here, and I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. And then another lady, she was talking about how she was having a hard time because she was watching, the news, and she realized that she puts herself in these bad moods because she's watching about, bad people doing bad things to like kids, to women, and then she's just like, I'm walking around all day in a rage. It's like, okay, well, don't train your mind that way. Maybe don't watch the news. Maybe watch some Scooby-Doo or something,
Right.
Matt, what do you watch to kind of break your bad mood? Is there something you watch, something you do?
Yeah, I usually listen to praise and worship music in the morning. That kind of gets my day going, started in a positive mood.
That's good advice. You should have been at the meeting. I told them to kind of listen, but we'll see if they do.
Yeah, that is good advice. You had it playing the other day, and it helped. It helped perk me up that morning. So, yeah, that's good stuff right there.
While you were gone, too, he went on this jelly bean or jelly roll or whatever his name is kick. He's just listening to some white dude rap.
This guy was?
Yeah. And it was Haystacks or something, his name.
Oh, man.
Farmer Joe, or I don't know what kind of rap music.
Farmer Joe.
It was horrible. It was bad. I don't know what Matt's deal is, but Matt, you wanted to talk about some tests in your weekend. I mean, it was positive. Since we're talking about positive things from the weekend. But here you go. Here's your microphone.
Okay. Yeah. No, I was just gonna say, as far in my recovery, sometimes I don't think I am as far as I should be, or many things have changed. But I know that the last week I have had some tests that just shows me that I'm a completely different person. I got out of work the other day. I think it was the day before yesterday, and I was headed back to the house. And as I was coming back, they're doing construction on the sidewalk, so I had to kind of watch where I was riding. And I happened to notice that there was a prescription bottle off the side in the ditch. And I was cruising past it, and I just got this thought in my mind, like, what if there's money in there? What's in there? Kind of like. And I kind of marinated on it for a minute, and I ended up turning around. And I shot back, doubled back, and I picked it up, and I held it up, and I looked in there, and there was about 10 to 15 500 milligram Vicodin was in the pill bottle. And I kind of come to a crossroads, like, the old me would have put that in my pocket, would have, maybe sold them to make some money. I'm broke at the time. Or who knows, come back, sell some, eat a few. But I just thought about, like, what am I doing? Like, this is one of them tests, this is one of them strength building things, a fork in the road. And I after I got done thinking about it for about 30 seconds maybe, I chucked it back behind me into the ditch. And I came back up the road here to where I stay at, and as I was coming down, a police car actually passed right by me, and that just confirmed with me, like, things could have gotten really bad for me. If he had have been a few seconds ahead of where he was at, he could have witnessed me pick up this prescription bottle and be looking at it and stop me, and I would have to justify and explain how it's not mine, and the situation I'm in, it wouldn't look good at all. So I believe the whole thing was a God experience, And just that shows me that's a little victory, but it's not. It's a big deal. It's a really big deal, and it's contrary to how I've lived my life for the majority of my life. And just the other thing that I wanted to talk about was, in my past life, I call it my past life because I don't live it anymore. The life I live today, I live with integrity, peace, joy, honesty, for the most part, but I'm working on it. When I'm dishonest, I come back to it and I spill the beans. But this other test was, I was in the house the other day and I was going out to the garage to grab something, and I happened to notice that there was a $10 bill on the floor in front of the garage door. And the thought went through my mind, hey, I'm broke, $10, maybe this is from God, but for a split second, my old thinking, triggered back to, justifying, I know it was wrong, but just trying to justify it. But then the adverse, the new me, kicked into place and well, somebody's missing this money. This money isn't mine. What if this money's my friend's? It's his last 10. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna be strong in the little things, which when you are, it completely, has the power to transform your life, or are you just gonna keep being the, pile of, crap that you've been the whole life, your whole life, and just make excuses for it and justify it? And so, long story short, or actually, long story long, I got the money. I went outside. I asked a couple people, hey, are you, missing any money? If so, how much? I found out whose it was, and I returned it. And it was a good feeling. And, yeah. So the tests that I'm facing are maybe small, but I'm victorious in them, and I have a sense of peace. I'm not ashamed of the outcome. So I just wanted to share that, and just I'm blessed by God today. I thank everybody, our listeners and stuff. I don't talk a whole lot because I'm really uncomfortable. I lived a life of isolation for so long that I'm learning to speak and just express my emotions and thoughts amongst people because I've never did it. So that's why you don't hear from me a lot, but I'm coming out of that. And I thank you, everybody. And it's a great day to be in recovery. Back to Corey.
Thanks, Matt. Actually, back to me, but
Back to Rob.
Back to Rob.
It's nice that you bring that up as far as tests go. You touch base on a couple of different things that I like because it's not about. And I was reminded this today. It's not about 1 month or 2 months or 2 months or 1 year or whatever. It's about today. And sometimes that simple concept is so easy to forget. And, I think all of us can be really hard on ourselves, too hard. I know I am. But as far as tests go, they say people, places, and things. And, I was tested. It felt like I was just being barraged by several different people a couple days back, and with certain illicit items that I had no intention of being around and didn't want to be around, and actually had to remove myself from the situations more than a couple of times. But, as they say, you can't just do it with self-will. And, I have to be reminded every day to try to give my will over to my higher power, God, and trust in God. So thanks for bringing that topic up, Matt. That makes a lot of sense.
And even more than living in today, the now. What are you doing right now? That's really the big thing for me. Like today I didn't drink, but right now I have no intentions of it. And what I did 20 minutes ago or 30 minutes ago or this morning, doesn't matter. I went to a meeting, but what am I doing right now? Obviously, I'm doing a podcast about recovery and you know how I can help myself, and it keeps me, so where it's kind of like some people will go to meetings, AA meetings, and they'll go because, well, it's at 8:00 at night, and if that's what their plan is, and they're kind of those kind of people where I'm going to stick to my plan. This is my plan for the day. I'm going to hit a meeting tonight at 8. Well, by the time they get home, it's 9:30. It's time for bed. They didn't drink, And this podcast is kind of like that for me. It's like, I knew like today when I got up. All right, and I'm going to hit a meeting. I knew all that, and I knew I was going to come home, see you guys, and we were going to do a podcast. So I like doing podcasts. I like working. I like helping other people, and it gives me something to do. So, it's kind of like a meeting for me. It is.
Yeah.
We're sitting around.
Yeah, there's 3 of us,
hey, talking about recovery, talking about, good things that happen to us. And I appreciate you guys more than you could ever know.
Yeah.
We learn from each other. We went from horsing around in a rehab to making it as a gold sponsored of the youth fam rally.
Yeah, and that's just the beginning, man. We're this seems to be really moving along and making progress, especially with help from some people that have donated to us, which again we really appreciate, and just getting the word out there with some other things that are going on.
Yeah, and of course, Rob, you're kind of hinting about some stuff for veterans.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and talk about that if you want.
Yeah, I've got a friend of mine, and I'm sure he doesn't mind me mentioning his name, Andrew Labadie, and he is head of a mental health council at the Battle Creek VA, and I got a chance to spend a little bit of time with him over the weekend and talk and get some information about what he's got going on and different events that are going on for veterans, different stand downs that are happening, that will be happening all over the place, whether Battle Creek, Lansing, Kalamazoo, Grand Rapids, and we're going to post some dates on those so that make the information available out there for veterans or families of veterans or whoever may want to just spread the message along, spread the news along. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's huge, man.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you.
And Trevor, he hasn't been on a podcast in a minute, but he's still part of 217, and one of his projects or his passions, I guess, is suicide prevention. And I actually talked to Kristen's foundation, or Kristen's Ride, Lisa from there, and I'm going to meet with her, and she'll probably be on the podcast on Tuesday, I think is what we had set up. And of course we got Matt's Monday.
Matt's Monday.
Yeah,
Matt's Madness Monday.
He's got another writing that was probably written in room 217. So that's pretty exciting about tomorrow. We do want to wish our homeboy Ryan, who's part of 217, we wish him a speedy recovery and
God be with him and see him through this.
Yep, it's all good, brother. We miss you, and we can't wait to give you hell. I almost swore. Can't wait to give you a snickies. Yeah, give you a swirly. We're gonna carve another dumb thing in your head. Didn't you have a lightning bolt or I don't know, something really dumb?
Yeah, it was a little off the wall.
Yeah, what are you, 8 years old, man? No, we're gonna give you a hard time, my friend. But not for what you think. We're just going to give you a hard time because that's what we do. Just for carving dumb stuff in your hair. That's what we're going to give you a hard time for. But we miss you, man. And, yeah, we'll see us very, very soon. And just hang in there, bro. It's what you do now, man. You know, and we ain't never gonna give up on you. That's for sure. I mean, I'm your mentor. You can't fail me, brother.
I was about to say, is that why he gave up? No.
No, man. I was a good mentor. Just ask him. I gave him plenty of opportunities. And look at it like this, Ryan. Just another opportunity, my friend.
Yeah.
So get that smile back on your face, and can't wait to see you. Hopefully you'll be at the rally with us as well. But I think that does it for tonight's podcast. Was there anything I missed? Is there anything you guys want?
I just want to say.
Oh, you want to say hi to your mom, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I just want to say hello to Deborah Latin, my mother. Give her of life.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to also say too, these guys were the fellas. We're talking about vulnerability earlier, and just that is key. In my recovery anyways, is vulnerability, because the opposite end of the spectrum of that is pride. Vulnerability is just, for me, is just able to look at where I'm at. Vulnerability and honesty come hand in hand. When you're vulnerable, you're able to expose things about yourself that you don't like, see yourself in a light that you really are, and able to work on yourself and, on your character flaws, your defects, your everything that just pulls you further into addiction. So I purpose to let myself be as vulnerable as I can be, and I'm always telling people I love them, and close relationship with God, and I'm at the point in my life where if I feel it and I go against it, that's wrong. It's just going to draw me deeper, and it's going to draw me back to where I was. So, yeah, that's all I really wanted to say. It's just vulnerability for me is key, and there's nothing shameful in that. Not for me, anyways. I am who I am today, and regardless of outside or popular opinion. I'm not running for prom king or valedictorian. I'm running a race for my life, and I'm the only contestant today that's in that race, and I'm going to finish successfully. So I just wanted to add that, but thank you.
Thanks, Matt.
Matt.
You have a good way with words, bro. It's good to hear that, from Corey's point of view, from your point of view, from my point of view. I get something when I hear it from somebody else, so that means a lot, bro.
Yeah, and those "I love you" texts in the morning are getting a little weird. I mean, I know we were going to talk about that later, but
I love you though, bro.
I know, but in the morning it's a little weird, man, because you're laying right next to me, kind of pretty much. You're the bed over, and I'm looking at him does he? What, huh? And then you're looking at me smiling. It's weird, bro.
That's why I love you.
I know, it's weird, man. Yeah, it's really weird. And since you said hi to your mom, I'm going to say hi to my mom. And Mom, you can, because she's just well, how do I listen on this platform and this one? Mom, if you go to the website, 217recovery.com, you scroll down, it'll say the podcast, 217 podcast. And then there's little icons, Mother. And they don't have an iHeartRadio one yet. I talked to the people on the website, and they're like, yeah, we're working on it. I was like, well, then I'm going to work on not paying you until you get that up there. But there's the Spreaker, there's the Spotify, and then there's, I think, the Apple iTunes. I think so. But, yeah, you click that, and that'll take you exactly to where you need to go, Mother. I didn't mean to say it like that, Mother. Okay, maybe I did, but.
By the way, yeah, hi, Sandy.
Karen.
Hello, Mary.
Yeah. All right, yeah, Matt is Monday, and we'll be back Tuesday with another podcast. And like I said, it's going to be suicide prevention time. So hopefully you enjoyed the podcast. If this was your first time listening, well, enjoy. And you can listen to my mom and sister, what they had to say. I had to break it up into 2 podcasts. But yeah, listen to that. Check out some of our older stuff, and appreciate the donations. And we appreciate the time that you spent listening to us tonight. 217recovery.com. I'm Corey.
I'm Rob.
And I'm Matthew.
Till next time.